Hey everyone, I'm Liz Fairy, and today I'm going to show you how I put together this adorable Cupid doll. This is a project diary, which, if you've been on the channel before, is not a tutorial. I do, however, have several tutorials I've already made that led to this project, which will be linked in the description below. First, I needed to make a base doll. I could have used this basic doll body that I already made a tutorial for, but I really wanted to make a more cherub-like body with the chubby arms and the chunky little booty, so I combined a bunch of techniques from other projects that I've made to make a new doll body type, this baby doll. It's perfect for what I wanted, and I love the pink color for a Cupid doll. This color is Petal from Premier Just Yarn, which is from Dollar Tree. You can find the tutorial for this doll body linked in the description below. Next, I needed to give this little guy hair. I didn't film this, but I did film a clip of giving his predecessor hair, so I'll pop a couple of clips up of that. You can find all of my doll hair tutorials linked in the description. Anyway, this little guy is the mock-up version of this doll body, and I've made some changes to the pattern since, so they look kind of different. I made this one with blonde hair, using the colors lemon and cornmeal from Red Heart Super Saver. But for the actual doll I made in this video, I ended up going with red hair, using Rust Tweed from Premier Just Yarn, another Dollar Tree yarn. I really love this yarn for hair, because of all the different tones in the tweed color. Now that our doll has hair, we need to add the wings to his back. I made a feather wings and a dragon wings tutorial a while back when I was making my unicorn and dragon amigurumi dolls, and I'll be using the same style wings that I used in that video for the wings. Again, a link to this tutorial will be in the description. This does make me wonder about making a cute little baby imp doll that has the dragon-style wings instead, but that's a project for another day. Now the body is all done. Next, I'll make the accessories. First is the bow. To make this, I unbent a bobby pin into a bow shape and attached it to two other normal bobby pins using some craft wire to lengthen the frame of the bow. Then I wrapped the whole thing in brown yarn until just the tips of the bobby pins were sticking out. I'll use those bobby pin tips to attach the bowstring later. Then I sewed in the ends of the yarn. Next, I used a piece of elastic thread to string the bow, sewing the ends in securely inside the brown yarn of the bow. Next, I made the arrows, using more bobby pins. I made a tiny little heart out of some red yarn. This heart was basically a chain 1, a double crochet, a single crochet, then a chain 2 and a slip stitch in the second stitch, then a single crochet, a double crochet, and a slip stitch, all into a double magic circle. After closing the circle, I stuck a bobby pin through the middle. Using some more of the brown yarn, I wrapped the bobby pin until it was completely covered in the yarn, all except for the two ends of the pin sticking out at the top, and the part at the middle of the heart. I sewed over the part in the middle of the heart to cover that up. Next, I made the fletching, which was just a couple of tiny scallops in some white yarn. I chained 1, double crocheted 1, chained 1, slip stitched, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and slip stitched into a double magic circle. Before closing the circle, I slipped the magic circle over the two ends of the bobby pin, closed the circle, and then sewed it down to the brown part and sewed in the bits of wire showing on the inside to hide the wire. Now I have a fully functioning bow and arrow. Next I made the quiver, which was just a small tube made with more of the red yarn. Then to make the strap of the quiver, I used some gold embroidery thread, twisting 6 of the strands around each other. Then I twisted the 2 ends of the strands around each other until they made this rope-like texture. I tied both ends a few times to fasten the rope and to keep it from unraveling. To attach the rope, I threaded the twisted rope through one of the stitches at the bottom of the quiver from the inside, with the knot on the inside. I untwisted just the very tip on the other side of the rope so that I could get my hook through it to pull the rope through the stitches. Then I put the end of the rope to the inside of the tube at the top of the quiver. I pulled one of the ends of the knot on the other side through the loop at the end of the rope, tied it a couple of times to fasten it, and then I sewed the ends of the knot into the stitches of the quiver. Now I can put all of my tiny arrows inside. I ended up making 3. Almost done now. For the finishing touch, I took a long piece of white ribbon. If you wanted to crochet this, you could do that, but I just wanted to use this because it's the very last piece of a spool that I had, and it's too short to use for much else. I cut the ends of the ribbon into a cute swallowtail shape to prevent fraying, and looped it around the doll's body in several places. Whenever I see images of Cupid, he always seems to be wearing a long piece of ribbon for some reason. Maybe it's just to strategically create some amount of modesty. It doesn't lend much in this case, but I think it does add something to the look. If you wanted the ribbon to stay in certain places, you could always sew or glue it down. And that's pretty much it. Now let's put all the pieces together. I absolutely love how this little guy turned out. He is such a cutie, and I love that he can hold the bow provided with a couple of pins in choice locations. And the bow actually functions. I honestly think that's pretty cool, and I'm excited to add a bow accessory to other doll characters in the future. What other dolls do you think I should make? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, give it a like and share it on social media. If you made a project using this or any of my videos, I'd love to see it. You can tag or DM me on Instagram at LizFairy to show me what you've been working on. If you appreciate the work I do here and want to thank me with a donation, you can do that in one of 2 ways. You can subscribe to my Patreon campaign at patreon.com/fairyrings, or you can leave me a super thanks below the video right here on YouTube. If you enjoyed this project and would like to see other videos from me in the future, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and click the bell to receive notifications every time I post a new video. That's all I have for you today, so I'll see you all next time. Bye!